What's up, everyone? Welcome back. I feel like it's been a little while since we've sat down here and recorded a podcast together. Reason being, life's just getting a little busy, but that's okay. So we're starting a new style of video where we're pulling articles that interest Austin and I throughout the week, and we're thinking we'll just do one video a week like this for you guys. If you have any other suggestions, if you like this, if you don't like this, let us know in the comments below. But I think it'll be fun. I think it'll start some good conversations.
Yeah, and if there's any articles that you guys want us to cover in the next video, let us know. Put those in the comments as well. Before we get into the articles, let's go over some of the stuff for ASFX for the week.
Yeah.
It was a good week for a lot of reasons. First, I guess we could start with today. It's the Trader Vault. Is that the drum roll?
Oh, no. Well, that deserves a drum roll too, but...
Okay,
so redo.
We got the drum roll for the Trader Vault, which is a pretty awesome event. I'm honestly more excited for it than I thought I would be, just because, like, naturally after having the event in person changed to online, it's kind of like a, you know what I mean? Like
a little bummed.
Right, but I'm excited to get this thing done. I'm excited to learn from some of the best traders in the business, honestly. So it's really cool that Jason put this thing together. So I'm excited for that. What else? ASFX this week. Backtesting 101 is available.
Woo!
Yeah, a lot of good feedback already. We had a bunch of people, way more than I thought, jump in on the first day, which was yesterday. Friday, today is what, the 23rd? This is the second day it's available. We've already had more people jumping in this morning. The feedback has been good. We had one little hiccup with the spreadsheet yesterday while I was out at yoga with Riley. We were celebrating Earth Day outside yesterday doing yoga, and then a couple of people couldn't get access to the spreadsheet, and I was like, oh my God, am I going to have to leave yoga right now to go fix this? But no, Jerome was able to fix it on his side, and we were good to go. So the backtesting course is available. I'll put a link in the description for that for sure. What else this week? 2 trades. I had GCAT on Monday. I actually got stopped out of my GJ trade today in profit. Not stopped out, it hit my take profit. So 2 good trades this week. Those videos are recapped on the channel. I might even do another one this weekend since, like, I closed most of the GJ trade yesterday when I took it. Like, it moved enough and I was out of most of the trade, but I was like, I'll hold a piece into tomorrow and see if it'll come down like a little over 100 pips, and it did, and that's where it took out that small piece in profit. So I could do a video, I guess, if everybody needs it, on the full trade now that it's done. You know what I mean? Why I held the piece and what I was thinking overnight.
They like you in the charts.
Yeah, they like me in the charts almost more than they like this stuff. But I like doing these.
I know. That's okay. We'll give them a little bit of both.
Yeah.
They need some Riley flavor every once in a while.
Yeah. Give the video a thumbs up for the Riley flavor, you guys. That's why I need Riley on the channel. We need Riley involved. You know what I'm saying? I feel like as we...
Cheers.
Thanks, Ry. Thanks for being here. Even if we get no views, we're here. Let's make it happen. So first video topic, or first article topic, I should say, sorry, is from Morning Brew. So Morning Brew is like a subscription service I'm a member of, where like they email you every morning just some major headlines from the day.
Does it come with a cup of coffee?
No, but it is like your cup of coffee. You get what I'm saying? That's where the name comes from, I guess. They're not a sponsor of today's video. We don't have a sponsor for today's video. I'm the sponsor of today's video. So I'm just giving them a free plug. But I like their service. It's really useful. It's free, I think. I don't think I pay for it. Anyway, the article is 91% of U.S. adults now support legalized marijuana in some form. This article was posted on Monday, which was the day before 420. Everybody knows that 420 is National Smoke Weed Day. I feel like knowing this statistic, though, like what day is not Smoke Weed Day now? 91% of adults now support legalized marijuana in some form. Think about that. 5 years ago, you'd be in jail in most places for supporting marijuana. 5 years.
But every time I hear surveys and statistics like this, I'm like, but no one asked me.
Right.
Like, how do they know?
Did you know that New Mexico recently, as of the 1st of April, I think it is, legalized recreational marijuana? So
really?
They're now the 17th state that allows recreational marijuana. 17. That's a lot.
What happens in New Mexico? Sometimes I feel like I forget it's a part of our country.
Albuquerque is the capital. Roswell is there, where like the aliens crashed in the 50s or 60s. That's New Mexico.
Area 51,
Area
right?
51 is out in New Mexico. Yeah, it's a desert. We flew over it to get to Phoenix. It's nothing. Yeah. What do you think? Is it interesting to you at all that 91% of people, I guess what they mean by that is like 9% of people are against medicinal and recreational. That's it. Only 9%. Yeah. So if you had 10 people, 9 of them would be like, yeah, I don't care that you're smoking. I might not smoke with you, but I don't care anymore.
Right. That's what I feel like. It's one of those things that just because of everything else in the world now, people are just like, it's weed. Who cares?
Do you think that you mean like there's just too much other shit going on and they're like, whatever, it's just marijuana.
Right. And people, like, it's been around now for how long? Like, if anything, people are probably tired of hearing about it, tired of hearing how some people are getting put in jail for it while it's essential business during coronavirus lockdown in other areas. Like, there's just so much in the air about it that people are probably now just like, who cares? Like,
do you think that
it's a plant. Let people do what they want.
Do you think the federal government will ever make it legal?
I don't know that I can say that because I feel like I truly don't understand the difference sometimes between
federal and
the
state
power that the federal government has versus individual states. Because, for instance, what if every single state decides to legalize it? Then is it still not federally legal? You know what I mean?
No.
You know what I mean? So that's where...
right. So
I
you're
don't
like,
know.
what's the point almost?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good thing to go into probably with like a constitutional lawyer. Like, what is the point if the state makes it legal? What's the point if the federal government says it's legal or not?
Yeah.
Other than the feds could come in and bust you, I guess, right? Like they could bust the dispensaries, but...
Like, for instance, I'm not going to give away names or even corporations here,
don't.
but I do have a friend that lives in Pennsylvania where, medical marijuana is legal there. However, for a job that she was applying to, they still were going to drug test and said that marijuana was an issue, whether you had your medical card or not, because you were deemed then a liability and like,
which is crazy.
Someone of potential security threat for the company. But it's like, what?
That's crazy because we know someone who smokes every day
and
just got the highest health insurance rating from Mass Mutual Health Insurance that they could possibly get.
Yeah.
2 people, actually.
Yeah.
So some corporations care about it if you're applying for a job, and then these life insurance companies don't care about it. It's weird.
It makes no sense at all.
It's
especially because,
area.
like, especially if it's provided as medicine for some people, but yet you can also then have employees that go home and do whatever else they want.
Exactly.
Like cocaine, because I don't think
that
stays in your system.
Right.
I don't think so, at least. Alcohol, like all of these other things that are okay.
Well, one more thing I want to share with you. Legalization can bring a big economic opportunity that people forget.
Yeah. I wonder if that's why Bill Gates is buying up so many farms.
To grow weed?
Yeah.
Maybe. If only. The U.S. marijuana industry already supports 300,000 full-time jobs just in the U.S., right? That's more than the number of dentists in the country. There's a good stat for you. That's kind of crazy because you think you got to grow it, you got to distribute it, you got to ship it, it's a big industry. So it could be a big money maker.
Anyone try and take care of a house plant? How easy is it to kill it? Like growing weed's probably a lot of work.
Let's try not to talk over each other too much. We both got to practice. But think about like if it was legal everywhere and you could just buy it as long as you were over 18 or over 21 or whatever, think about the ripple effects of that. Like that could be, we could have a whole podcast just about that, I feel like, because the other industries that it can disrupt and create and other jobs that it could create. For example, like just a silly little example, if we have recreational weed everywhere and you can easily create a product that has THC in it and gets people high, you could then get that into Target. Imagine seeing lotion in Target, in every Target in the whole country. You know what I'm saying? So like there's this economic opportunity for people that are younger to come up, and it can really, I think they'll see the medicinal benefits of it, like you were saying, and then they can create economic opportunity around those medicinal benefits. Sorry if you guys hear the weed whacker in the background. We got the window open. It's beautiful today. But let me transition us into another article here. This is from Forbes. It says compounds in cannabis show a promise for treatment for coronavirus infections. So it's interesting that we have, and I'm going to link all these articles below so you guys can go read it, but it's just crazy to think that we have such a stigma around marijuana when there's so much information now about how it really, truly is medicine. I feel like our experience with other medicines has shown me that even more. You know what I mean? Like that marijuana is not a gateway drug. It is not going to get you spiraling into the abyss of not being a part of society. If anything, I think it brings us closer together and it connects you with your higher self more. Right. And that can help you tap into the potential of who you truly are. You know what I mean? Why do you think they didn't want us to have it recreational? Because if you go back to the 1800s, there was no laws against this. This is Richard Nixon, the war on drugs. This is a recent thing. Why do you think they wanted us to not have it for the last 50 years, 60 years?
I feel like my true reasonings should not be shared in a video.
Well, wait, can I ask a bit more specific question?
Yeah.
Is it the fact that we didn't have the science to prove how medicinally beneficial it could be, and we were just scared of it? Could that be as simple as the answer is?
I think that definitely could be a thing.
Because there's always going to be the conspiracy theory answer of why they made, you know what I mean? We wanted to kill the black people, kill the Hispanic people, whatever. Like you're going to...
Well, not only that, but by not trying to go too like conspiratorial about it.
Don't, because YouTube will ban us.
Right. But I do think that the war on drugs was a way for, I don't know which sector of government, because I don't know exactly how it all works, but for states, I think it would be to make money. Because if you're arresting people for it, if you're able to find people for it,
the economy of
the state makes money.
Of arresting people.
Yeah.
Just having to have cops to put people in jail for something that's not actually really a crime. When I say really a crime, I mean if you erase all the rules that we have around society and make more logical rules.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just interesting. And then you have this study here now, more and more research going into marijuana and COVID. I never got COVID, and I do smoke a fair amount of weed, and I'm really healthy, and I eat pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that all of it does play a factor in it. My dad has cancer. My dad's been smoking weed even on his trial, and he's still seeing his cancer cells shrink. And then he's supplementing that with studies that you can find online that just aren't acceptable yet. So you'll have this new generation of kids, I feel like, come up, be able to start businesses around weed. Weed is going to be, even what did we talk about a couple weeks ago? Uber is getting into delivery of marijuana.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
I feel like as a society as a whole, we're kind of just being pushed in this direction too of a more natural way of living and realizing that the earth does really provide for us everything that we need. And sometimes as humans, we just take it a little bit too far.
Think about our experience in Jamaica.
Processing things.
Remember when we were in Jamaica and he was picking the weed right out of the ground and you just smoked it right there?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Or even like when we just ate sugar cane.
Right.
Like,
just the way that they respected the plant and they were still connected to the plant in like its most natural form.
Yeah.
I guess the other scary thing about recreational weed is they're going to try to make fake weed. That's only a matter of time. And then they're going to be mass producing fake weed. We just got to be careful.
But that right there is the problem when you get into mass production.
Because of money. Because you're trying to keep your costs low, profits high.
Because if you're mass producing something, yeah, of course it still could have its natural properties. But yeah, like it's like just let Earth do its thing.
How do you then not look at the economic opportunity of the marijuana business? Like when we go, like you said, your point is like it's illegal because of money to create, to arrest people. Well, what about if we had made it legal and just taxed it from the beginning? Imagine if we had been taxing marijuana sales at 13%, 15% every sale. Every time you go and spend 100, they tax you 15 every time for the last 60 years. Imagine how much more money we could have. I just erased the fucking deficit with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not actually, I didn't do the math, but you get what I'm saying. So it's like the perspective of governance is like from just based in so much fear.
But maybe they were worried, like you said, because of fear, that people would just start growing it themselves and that it would be hard, you know?
God forbid.
Right.
Just like, you know, in Texas, you can't grow your own eggs and sell them. In some states, I don't know if Texas is the only one, but I saw an Instagram post from Tim Kennedy yesterday. He can't sell his chickens' eggs. The government don't let him. He couldn't grow.
Like even privately? Like he would get in trouble for that?
I think he can privately, but like on a mass level, like he can't grow his own chickens to then sell the eggs, I guess is the point. The government has stepped into that business, just like with milk. You know what I mean? He couldn't milk his own cows because the milk contractor's already tied in with the government. So it's
weird.
It is weird. All right, we got to change subjects.
Get back to a local way of living.
That's the takeaway right there. Good. I like that. Let's go into something more exciting, a little bit more science-based.
Can we talk about the Chinese lady?
Okay, yeah. So here you go. This is from CNN, the best and most reliable news source in the world.
This one just kind of made us LOL.
90-year-old Hong Kong woman loses $32 million in a phone scam. It says Hong Kong police have arrested a man after a 90-year-old woman lost around 247 Hong Kong dollars, which is 32 million US dollars. The woman contacted police on March 2nd and told them that she had made a total of 10 payments 10 payments, lady, after scammers told her that her identity had been used in criminal activities in mainland China. The woman said she had received a call in August last year from someone who claimed to work in a law enforcement in mainland China. Then, a man who purported to be mainland law enforcement official visited her home and gave her a cell phone with which to communicate with them. The woman made a series of transactions to 2 bank accounts as instructed. Police arrested a 90-year-old man on March 25th, and he's been released on bail, is scheduled to report to police in late April. The investigation continues, blah, 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 blah. In October 2020, a 65-year-old woman paid $8.9 million US dollars to people who, she said, accused her of being involved in money laundering in mainland China. In January 2019, an 85-year-old man lost $73.9 million in a gold scam that took the total of $80 million from 7 victims. Wow. So these scams are not just based clearly in Africa, coming from like those Nigerian scammers. And I feel like you have to read this and say, well, how did they know she had $32 million? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They did a lot of research to then have somebody go to her house and like drop off a cell phone. Like these are not just like run of the mill, like I get people that take my Instagram stuff and try to scam people with my pictures. Riley has a guy who we found his WhatsApp number that he uses to scam people pretending to be me. He just created a Telegram group today.
Yeah, I got a notification on Telegram about it.
We have these little scammers here that are doing WhatsApp and Telegram, and then you got these guys that are going to show up at your house. They're going to cut off your FedEx guy to intercept a package and do whatever they got to do.
It's nuts.
It is nuts. But when you're talking about $32 million, there's a quote I've heard before somewhere where it's like, you go to jail for X amount of years when you try to steal $100 million. Is that worth it? Or would you rather spend your whole life trying to make $100 million? You know what I mean? Or something like that. It's like, would these guys rather try to make $32 million, or would they rather just try to steal it and deal with the consequences if they get caught? I don't know. It's an interesting, I guess, point of view to be living your life by.
Yeah, and it's insane how well they can play on the emotions too to make this woman and all of these people
is it that
feel that it's real.
They're just taking advantage of her not knowing because she's 90 years old, bro.
Right. That too.
You know,
and knowing that she has that money, you know. But at first, when you read me the title, I was like, but how would an old woman like that just have that much cash? Like,
well, she's got it in clearly somewhere where she said she made 10 transactions, 10 payments.
Well,
so
yeah,
she's
but then when
the
you
money.
read that, then I was like, okay, then she probably did have to liquidize something or. You know, whatever, just to pull out the cash. Or maybe she was just a 90-year-old woman sitting on a lot of cash in the bank, and that's what they knew. I
wonder what they said to her. Like, when they said, you've been involved in mainland China fraud, criminal activities. I wonder what did they say to convince her? Oh, hello, ma'am. I always go to an Indian accent.
Yeah, that's not even.
But that's like, if you, I've watched these videos on YouTube of these scammers, like they are Indian, a lot of them, because they use call centers and stuff. So, okay, fun article over. Let's go to another scam. Ready? Turkish crypto founder flees with reported 2.7 billion. So now we're in the billions. This is a lot more money. Not 999 million. That would just be almost 1 billion. This is 2.7 billion, almost $3 billion. The article says Turkish prosecutors on Thursday, so yesterday, launched an investigation after the Istanbul-based founder of a cryptocurrency exchange froze trading and fled the country with a reported $2.7 billion in investor assets. The Thodex, THODEX exchange suspended trading after posting a mysterious message on Wednesday saying it needed 5 days to deal with an unspecified outside investment. Turkish security officials then released a photo of the Thodex founder, Faruk Fatih Ozar, going through passport control at Istanbul airport on his way to an unspecified location. How they got him on video, but they don't know where he's going. That was the first thing that I was like, what? You got him on video in the airport, but you don't know where he's going? You didn't see which plane he got on?
Right. Well, he probably was on a private jet.
Guess how old he is.
So how would they know where that's going?
Maybe. Guess how old he is?
56.
27.
Oh, damn.
27 or 28. And they think he flew to either Albania or Thailand. And either of those countries he can probably disappear in. He might have gotten away with this. Thodex went dark after running a promotional campaign that sold Dogecoins at 1/4 the price at which they were trading on other exchanges. How does that make sense? This is what I'm talking about when people just see something, they don't think for a second, oh, maybe this is too good to be true. Like that saying is a real thing. How could you get Dogecoin for 1/4 of what it's worth? This is $1. I'm going to sell it to you for 25 cents. Is that really $1? No, it's 25 cents.
But when the thing isn't backed by anything.
Oh, then it don't matter. Then you could just sell anything.
Right.
You could just sell it. I could be selling a bunch of them.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me keep going. In quote, why don't you allow my coins to be transferred? Dogecoin investor Kaya said to Thodex in a tweet, blah, blah, blah. Reports said the website and the entire exchange had shut down while holding at least $2 billion from almost 400,000 people. So let's just divide that real quick. Can you do...
What are the numbers?
2 billion divided by 400,000.
My calculator doesn't go to
I
2
know,
billion.
I got to do it. Hold on. I really want to know this. 2 billion divided by 400,000. Wow. $5,000. I would have thought it would have been much more when you hear that this guy got away with $2 billion, $3 billion, but he didn't. It was just, I mean, I'd throw 5,000 into a crypto exchange. Anybody throws $5,000 into a crypto exchange. So it's just a bunch of small investors that he just ripped off. That's wild.
And then he just...
What's he going to do with the money? How do you offload that money? You don't. It's in crypto. A lot of it's probably, he probably is just taking, like imagine you bought the Dogecoin, whatever currency you paid him in, he has that money. So he'll have to get a fake identity. He probably has a plan. You wouldn't just bounce.
Yeah. That
Unless
sounds
you're
like
like a, you know what I mean? Like a criminal.
yeah.
And I don't think a guy that would do, why at this point would be the question, right? Like if you're a criminal, why not just take $1 billion? Just call it there. Why get to 2.7 and then suddenly just disappear with this weird message on the website? You know what I mean? He had a plan. That website was put up to buy him time. He knew he was going to make a move. That's my thought.
And now all these people just have Dogecoin.
Yeah. No, but they don't have it. It's frozen. They can't get their transfer. It's done. They don't have anything. He scammed them. He took their money and didn't give them anything. Like Bernie Madoff.
Yeah.
Shout out to Bernie. Bernie died like a week ago.
A couple days ago, yeah.
Shout out. That's basically what Bernie did. Bernie, you would give him money. A Ponzi scheme is where you give me money and then I take money from you to pay off Paul. Taking money from Peter to pay off Paul. That's the Ponzi scheme.
But why is he paying Paul?
Paul wants his money out. Paul gave me money 2 years ago and he needs his money back. So I need to go find a new investor, suck you in for 4 years, and give that money to Paul.
Got it.
And take a little for myself.
Yeah.
This guy just didn't pay anybody else. He kept it all himself for his team. Wild, right? Wild. Love that. Not really.
Yeah, I was gonna say not really.
Not really. Like this is why Forex and all these like trading gets a bad name because of people like this, because it's so easy to get scammed. You really just got to be careful. I'm changing subjects. Back to Morning Brew. I got another article. Space here. The Ingenuity helicopter's flight called a Wright brothers moment. So the Ingenuity is this little helicopter that took off on Mars. You can look behind you. It's floating on the screen. See it? That's it. Up and then down. That's it. Guess what? That thing is 4 pounds. It cost $80 million. And it's got a 2-rotor system, one on top, one underneath it, right? It spins. Each of them spin at 2,500 rotations per minute. It's wild to think that it needs that much force to get off the ground in Mars.
Yeah.
It's crazy, considering it's only 4 pounds. You know what I mean?
So that would mean the gravity is very strong in Mars?
So here.
At Mars? On Mars?
Good question. 2 of the biggest hurdles the Ingenuity had to overcome. One is the extremely thin atmosphere on Mars. The helicopter rotors had to spin at more than 2,500 RPM, 5 times the average RPM of a helicopter on Earth, just to bite into something. Now, the second reason is 173 million miles between the 2 planets. Even if something did go wrong, the radio signals would take too long to reach a human operator for much to be done. Ingenuity had to fly completely on its own with no direct contact from its handling team on Earth. Wow.
So it's literally like the air is like thicker there as a way of like
visualizing
that. Yeah.
The atmosphere is thin, which makes the air thicker.
Right.
Yeah.
Like thicker to move through.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think comes next after flying a helicopter on Mars? Do you think that they're going to continue to try to do these like small little steps, or do you think we're getting closer than we think to actually putting people there?
How long does it take for us to get from Earth to Mars?
Guess.
3 days?
It's 182 million miles. Trying to get the time here.
Is time different on Mars?
Yes. Earth to Mars takes between 150 and 300 days, depending on the speed of the launch.
I said 3 days.
It's like a year to get there, basically.
I don't know, because my thought was maybe they're going to try and see like what sort of infrastructure they can build on Mars to maybe like have factories or something, like since we're already destroying our Earth, like why not just put it on a different planet? But
Maybe.
If it takes that long then to be able to get something back, like that would take so long. Would it even be worth it? Like to be shipping materials and what have you back and forth between planets?
I guess the cost of doing the whole thing is a big...
That too, yeah.
Like big over... Like, no, but that's what you're saying. Like getting shit there is expensive. And I feel like the solution isn't like fix it when you're there. It's get there faster.
That's what I was just going to say.
Right?
The problems are money and time,
Right.
but are they going to try and figure out a way to get there faster? Can you even...
I think Elon is trying to figure that out.
And that's why they want more money for space programs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. I think just today they're doing some sort of launch.
They launched 4 guys from Florida to the space station.
Could we have seen it?
I don't know. Oh, yeah. There was pictures. Tampa saw it. It was all over Twitter. I sent it to you on Twitter. I DM'd it to you.
I didn't open Twitter today yet.
Yeah, we're early here.
Sorry.
But no, I sent it to you. You can see it. It looks like the cloud thing.
Oh, wait. Well, I did open Twitter, actually. I responded to your tweet, but I just didn't open my Twitter messages.
Yeah. Okay, good. So we're flying through these articles. Let me see. I want to make sure we cover everything. Let's talk about the taxes and the crypto stuff.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into the LeBron thing. So Biden to propose capital gains tax of 39.6% to fund education and childcare. Biden will seek to increase the tax on capital gains for Americans who earn more than $1 million. Reports said the president is expected to release the proposal formally next week as a way to fund spending in the upcoming American Families Plan. That's what his proposal is. So basically, they're going to try to raise the capital gains tax from 20% to 40% for Americans earning more than $1 million. What's your first thought when you hear that?
Where is the money actually going to for the kids and education?
You ask good questions.
Like, what is their projection on the amount of money that they think that they're going to be earning from this, and where are they planning on diverting that money to? How much of it is actually going to be seen by the kids?
$1 trillion, they're saying right here. Expected to come in around $1 trillion.
But then all of that diversified between the states and stuff. How much is that each school really getting? Like, what is the impact truly of that? What are their plans?
When you ask that question, I feel like it's like, why is the federal government even making decisions like this? It should be a state decision.
This is where I don't understand, like, when the federal government can just overrule all of the states' rules. And when,
Always.
Like, it's like we have 2 governments.
Kind of.
For what?
I don't know.
We don't need to go there, but, like, when they say these things and
but
when
I don't know.
when they
So we should go there because I don't know.
But okay, but wait, when they say these things and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is what we're planning to do." It's like, why do they only give us the headline of it and not give us the full report that they all had to have a meeting about of, yeah, well, this is how much money projection is going to be generated and this is where these money
Maybe
and
we'll
buckets
see
of
that in
things
the
is
plan
going to
next
go.
week. Maybe we see it next week.
I would hope so.
Right.
Because if they can't provide that and they just say it's going to the kids,
Yeah.
it's like, wow, way to pull on the heartstrings to make people think that this is okay and going to be a good thing, which it could be. It absolutely could be.
You know, we knew taxes were going to go up. I feel like we said this a lot when coronavirus stimulus checks started going out. But to double the tax percentage, what it says to me, if you ask the question to me, Austin, what does this say to you? It's just going to make people leave. Like, people just aren't going to invest here. They're going to go rich people. I'm not talking about average people. I'm talking about the rich people. The reason why the rich people are important, you know my belief. Rich people create innovation. They drive innovation. They are the ones that are steering the ship. Of course, a lot of them started as poor people. But now, when they are rich, it's up to them to drive us forward. Elon Musk is in America. We're going to have Tesla in America because this is America.
Or he's part alien.
Do you get my point?
Yeah.
Imagine if Indonesia had Elon Musk. Everyone would be talking about that.
Right.
But this is America. So I think this is anti-American. That's how it makes me feel. Why would I want to even make $1 million? Because I'm going to get taxed more.
Well, now...
Wait, think about that. That's what kids are going to say. That's what it does to people. Why would I want to make more money? I then have to pay more taxes.
But wait.
And that's the poor person's mindset.
The people that
They're
are making...
training you to be poor. That's my point.
The people that are making over $1 million...
Yeah.
Are they even sending their kids to public school anyway? Like,
of course
do they
not.
even care? Like,
No.
Are their kids even going to see the benefits from the taxes being raised?
This is socialism. This is the rich people taking care of the poor people. Like you just said, you work your ass off, you make some money, bless you. You get to send your kid to private school, and now you're going to pay me more money to take care of some poor kids in a different city that you don't even know.
But is the money actually going to the kids in the poor communities, or is it going to the private schools?
The answer is it's going to wherever the government needs it to go. It's not going to exactly where they tell us.
I just want to see that.
Even if they show you, that doesn't mean that's where it's going to go. Who gets to decide where that money even moves? Who's signing those checks? No one knows.
Who clicks the button?
Right. It doesn't make any sense. They can just print money, so why are we even paying taxes? You're disincentivizing people to make money.
They literally prove to us they can just print money
to pay the taxes. Run up the deficit. That's not changing. Run up the deficit on your own. Just why do we have to pay it? It doesn't make sense. Take it a step further. They're talking about Bitcoin pulling back today. Bitcoin's at, what's it at right now? We can look really quick. Bitcoin pulling back over the last couple of days. I tweeted about it when it broke the 50 EMA because I looked at it like a D2. I was like, oh, it's divergent on top. It looks like it could come lower. We should be alerting people of this. Then yesterday, they're talking more and more about Biden pushing out some type of crypto taxes. So you're seeing crypto pull back, I think, over the last couple of days because people know taxation is inevitable. It's inevitable. Whether they outlaw it or they tax it harder, it's coming. It has to be. That's what America does. And here's what America does that really bothers me. You're an employee. You listen to smart money people and you're like, yo, I'm going to try to get my bread right. I'm going to work hard, maybe get 2 jobs, get into this workforce and try to make this thing happen. And I'm going to save up some money for my down payment on my $400,000, $200,000 house. And I'm going to save up some money to buy stocks because I know rich people buy stocks and they hold on to it for the future. So this is where America gets you. America pays you to do that first job or that second job. What do they take out? Taxes. Who doesn't pay the taxes? The business owner. I am the owner of ASFX. We know the books. I can control how many expenses I have, right? I can run up more money to lower my tax bill. I can control through laws, through perfectly legal avenues. I can control how much money I pay in taxes. In a way. Of course, I can't control how much money I earn. Hopefully, I earn a lot. And then I have to just...
But even to a point, you can...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So who's paying the taxes? The person working. So you just got taxed once. Now, you put that money that you got taxed on already into stocks. Whether you pay short-term capital gains or long-term and they go up to 40%, doesn't matter what percent. You pay taxes now when that money comes out. You just pay taxes twice on the same money. On your money, you pay taxes twice. That's America. It's wild that we have a double taxation system and no one talks about it. When America was founded, fleeing
the taxes.
Yeah.
They just want to get their hands in and on everything.
I could end the podcast right there. That's all I have to say because it's just like this shit doesn't make any sense to me that we've allowed it to be like this.
I feel like we're like puppets.
Yep. Exactly. And I think it's exacerbated by the issues that we talk about the most. They control what issues we're talking about a lot of the time. For example, the last issue we're going to talk about is this LeBron thing and the girl that got stabbed, that was about to stab somebody and got shot. This is an issue that divides the country. And it also distracts the country. Is it a coincidence? Probably. That Biden's tax plan comes out at the same time as we have all these shootings and things going on? Is it a coincidence? Yeah, it is. Most likely a coincidence. I'm not saying that they're happening. I'm not being conspiratorial at all. It is a coincidence. But what will the news pick up more? You're fucking lying if you think they're going to talk about his tax plan more than they're going to talk about this black girl that got shot by a white cop.
Yeah.
You're fucking lying. So where does the division go? To the people, not the people at the top, the people at the bottom, the everyday people. Where does the distraction go? To us at the bottom. They're laughing at us. You know what I'm saying? That's really what's going on here. They know these issues don't matter, but they're good distractions to keep us playing, like you said. So let's go into the last issue because you and I had a good conversation about it, unless you have anything you want to add to the taxes. Mm-mm. So the last thing is this whole thing about LeBron deleting the tweet. Basically what happened, I was going to
say, you got to back up and tell them the whole story.
So there's a girl, I don't want to say her name just because YouTube could take the video down. You guys can find this video. I'm looking at it on TMZ. Her last name is Bryant. They won't take me down for that. She was shot, she's 16, by a cop. She's black, cop is white. That doesn't matter for this story. Race shouldn't have anything to do with crime. Crime is crime. I'm looking at this video. The video I showed it to you. The cop pulls up. This girl comes running out. She shoves somebody. She turns around with a knife in her hand and goes at another girl. The cop sees it. He says, get down or stand back or something. He yells something. She doesn't. She pulls the knife back. You can see it in this screenshot right now with the intent to stab someone. You don't pull a knife back in your hand like that unless you're in front of someone, unless you're going to stab them, holding them against a car.
Yeah.
She pulls the knife back. He shoots her 2 or 3 times. Yeah, it doesn't say exactly how many shots. Doesn't matter. He shoots her a couple of times. She's dead. LeBron and the internet find a picture of the cop because you can't see the cop because he's wearing body camera, so you can't see who he is. But the internet, of course, figures out who he is. The internet will always expose it. And then LeBron tweets out this tweet that really bothered me, which is why we're talking about it today. He said, "You're next," with an hourglass and a picture of that guy. Now, first, that is technically, I'm pretty sure in some states, if not all states, it might be federal, it might be illegal to do that, because that's endangering a police officer's life by putting that out on the internet, that he just committed a murder.
And inciting violence.
Someone needs to go after LeBron for that, but they won't.
Right.
And that's why I'm pissed off about it, because LeBron is the virtue signaler of the NBA. He is the golden boy. He deleted the tweet like a pussy and then tried to say, someone needs to hold me more accountable. I wanted to throw my fucking coffee when I read that. You're going to tweet that and get hundreds of thousands of favorites and then say, oh, I got to do better. Someone needs to hold me accountable. Bro, bullshit. You're just a fucking poser. LeBron, half of my respect for LeBron is out the window for this. I don't agree with the people that told him last year, shut up and play basketball, because he does have a voice. But to incite violence, because if a fucking, I don't even need to say it because they might get mad. YouTube might get mad at me. But if it was reversed, if a person of my skin color tweeted a picture of a person of LeBron's skin color and said, "You're next," what would happen? That's all I'm going to ask. You let me know. I'm done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, that's my take.
Because like you said, though, this situation, the video, at least from what we know so far, makes it clear that this is not a race thing at all. This is literally just a cop doing what a cop is supposed to do, protecting the community and the people. You know, whether there's laws or not about like shooting to kill or shooting to just disarm the situation, who knows? But even this video, it's so hard to even say, how do you even determine what would de-escalate the situation?
Great
Was
question.
he actually in trying to kill her, or was he literally just trying to do his job and seeing that she's about to stab this other girl? It's sad that in the situation, regardless, it seems like, well, someone did die, but even if the cop didn't do that, it probably would have been the other girl.
Don't you think that's the best question?
You know, like someone still dies.
Someone dies.
So it's like, how do we look at this as a pull back and be like, well, what is more of an underlying root of just like all of this violence, which obviously we'll never have the answer to. But the way that LeBron tweeted that, and now the way that the media and the population is just trying to make this now another race thing, which it might not be. It might just be that a cop was doing his job and it happened, you know. It really does suck that her life was taken. I don't think that it had to have been, you know, maybe just like shooting him in the foot and
but let me say
getting
this.
her off of them. But
so we don't need to go too deep onto it because it isn't what our shtick is. But turn around, look at the picture on TMZ. You're the cop right there. That's what it looks like. She's got that knife right there. That is the still image that you see. You're going to shoot her in the foot? No, you're not. You're going to fucking miss. It's going to ricochet and either hit the girl that she's trying to stab, and you're going to kill an innocent girl. You're not aiming to disarm. You're aiming for the biggest body mass because that's what logic and science tell the cops to do. Yeah. They aim for where they can hit the person. You've been to a shooting range. I would bet 50% of the people watching, because we have mostly men under age 30, 50% of them probably haven't been to a shooting range just because of where they live and whatever.
Yeah.
Go try to hit a target standing still. Then somehow get your adrenaline up, then be moving, and then have the target be moving, and then shoot accurately. Good luck.
That's a very good point, because so many people, I feel like, look at this situation and they
it's
think
Call of Duty.
Like they think of like the perfection,
like
perfect
you hold
scenario
a button and it locks in. No, bro,
right.
You're shaking. Yeah. You're about to see a girl stabbed.
Right.
You see the knife. What is this even a conversation for?
Yeah.
LeBron picked the wrong one, and now he got me involved. He did. He could have picked so many other justified racial injustices.
Yeah.
There are situations where cops are targeting black people. That is not what I'm saying at all. Yeah. There are absolutely tons of evidence, tons of situations where you can see that there is racial injustices between cops and citizens. For sure. But this one? You picked this one, bro? To tweet a picture to incite violence against a cop? What if that cop, like, again, I just look at the other angles. What if that cop is protecting your daughter's school? Would you do that to him? No. What if that was your daughter? Would you tweet that? No. So everyone needs to shut the fuck up for real about this stuff and let the law be and let the law enforcement do their job. Defund the police ain't anywhere I want to be near.
Right, because if you're defunding them, then they're getting even less training to know what to do in that situation.
Then we have an innocent girl stabbed by her friend.
Yeah.
Is that where we want to be? Is that the society we want? I don't. I'm not living somewhere where crime just happens and it's okay because crime is crime and it's going to happen anyway. No. No. I'd much rather be more paranoid when I'm rolling around smoking a joint in my car because there's so many cops around than having not cops around. That's just me. Because there are crazy people in the world, and I'm not one of them. I'm not doing anything that bad. I might smoke a little weed here and there. That's it. I need protection from people like this girl that could stab Riley while Riley's in a parking lot going to Publix. I need people to protect that. That's what we pay taxes for. You know? So it pissed me off to see him step in. That's all.
Yeah. It's a really unfortunate
And it's just
situation.
sad. Like, you can see it's sad. It's
Yeah.
like now you got all this attention on a death. You know why? Because nobody watches the fucking NBA. Is the NBA season happening right now? You don't even know. Is it playoffs? Is it not? No one cares anymore. So LeBron's got to speak up on everything and get his dick involved in everything. That's really what it is. No one watches the NBA. It's a fact. Their ratings suck. If it wasn't for like 6 guys, the NBA would be destroyed. Which is why the NBA won't punish him for that, which bothers me even more. Adam Silver is the CEO, or he was the head of the commission of the NBA. He should punish LeBron for this. Fine him. Suspend him. You can't allow... Nothing yet. As of filming this, nothing yet from the NBA commission, which is wild. Because imagine if a black player had tweeted that, or if a white player had tweeted that about a black player.
Yeah.
It would go viral to the max. It would have been front page news everywhere, and that person would have been hung in the street. The guy, the white dude that tweeted it. So it's just double standards. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, if you watched this far in, let us know if you like this video. Hopefully you heard a little bit from Riley, a little bit from me on all these topics. Hopefully it stroked something for you. If you didn't enjoy the video, but you watched all the way through, let us know that too. If you guys don't like these videos, we won't do them. Like if we do 5 of them and the comments suck and the views are down, I'll stick to the trading videos and we'll come up with something else. We'll focus on the vlog. We could have vlogged today on the other channel. So just let me know. I want to bring you guys value. That's why we're doing it. So enjoy your weekend. Hopefully I'll see you at the Trader Vault. Hopefully you'll check out the back testing course. I appreciate all the feedback on that. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Adios.